First speaker of the night, Martin is a regular in Perth's open mic comedy scene. His comedy is inspired by real life moments, slightly embellished and totally exaggerated. Speaking ironically on dying, please welcome Martin Vogt.
I didn't read the rules, so I've got no comedy tonight after I just had that introduction. Can't be offensive, can't upset anyone. What am I going to do? Anyway, so life deals some funny cards. Close shaves, some tragic events, and then there's the inevitable. So we're going to talk about death. So the first time I tried to get up and do comedy, I drove to this venue. Well, I thought it was a venue, it turned out to be a hamburger place. It was a hamburger restaurant. There was a microphone standing in front of the counter, and there was the condiments were behind me, and there was 6 tables, of which only 2 of them had people in them. A table of 14-year-old boys and a family with young kids, and they had no idea why there was this man standing at the front of the room trying to be funny. And on the subject of dying, I died on my hole. I failed miserably, and I was not the next big thing. But what someone did tell me was that when you think of something funny, you write it down. If you don't, you'll be tormented forever. So they're the rules for comedy. If you think of something funny, you write it down. I think my wife's trying to kill me. I've been trying to get her to come to see one of my shows since I started many years ago, and she refuses to come along. I said to her the other day, look, just come once before I die. She says, I've got tickets for next week. This is one of those comfortable pauses that Andrew's been teaching us about. Because she wouldn't come, I tried speed dating. So I sat opposite this girl, she came sat opposite me. Before she said anything, I said, you're just my type. She said, I haven't said a word yet, how do you know I'm your type? I said, because I'm not fussy. You know, it's very unlikely that many of us will die of old age. It'll be more likely some brain deterioration, cancer, diabetes, or heart disease. There's a thing called microplastics, and we're not sure what the consequences of that's going to be. But it's in our water, it's in our fish, it's in our food, it's in our plastic bottles. You know, these particles get in, and we don't know what sort of damage it's going to cause. I was in the toilet earlier, I looked down, a plastic bag shot out my willy. Microplastics, affecting all of us. The other thing that concerns me is, Peter Attia talks about it in his book, Outlived. It's predicted that in the not too distant future that 10% of fatal traffic accidents are going to be caused by texting. I was driving along the other day and there was a guy on a scooter on the path, and he's zooming along, no hands, and he's texting with both hands. I could not take my eyes off him, and I thought, this is going to end really badly. And my prediction was right, because I ran straight over a lady at the traffic lights. I talked about close shaves before, and I have had a few. But this one time, it was an unprovoked attack. I was in my house, I hear a smash and someone's kicked in the back door. This guy comes rushing in and he sticks a gun in my face and he says, one move, I will blow your head off. Now I don't know what you do in a situation like that, but this is what I did. I grabbed a pen and paper, I start writing furiously. The guy's a bit bemused and he goes, buddy, what are you doing? I said, well, I'm doing a bit of comedy, and the rule is that when you think of something funny, you've got to write it down straight away, otherwise you'll be tormented forever knowing that you've thought of something funny and it's gone. Well, he didn't like that. He turns the gun around and he smashes me in the face with it and he starts choking me. And he's screaming, "You think this is funny, do you? Well. I said, I think it's got potential." Have a good night, thank you.